nightmares.
Hey!
Let me hear some clapping if you have never been to nightmares before. All right.
Be clapping, Zuzu.
Awesome. So the way nightmares works is, first of all, we get a baby dressed as a shark, and we let the baby run around the bar a little bit, and then we just ask the baby what it wants to do. Hi, hello. So when we don't have a baby shark, what we do is we bring up our guests one by one. We talk to them about their nightmares. Then I give them a drawing I have prepared about their nightmare, because I'm a cartoonist, and it seems like just have your gimmick. And that's about it. We'll do 2 guests and a short break, then 2 more guests, and then you can just go home and have your night, you guys. So, yeah, I don't know, hang out, drink, do things. I'm not your supervisor.
I am your all fired.
Oh, man, again? Again, Kat?
Just embodying nightmares. That's my job at the show.
So my name is Emily Flake. I am a cartoonist for The New Yorker and other things.
I agree. It's impressive.
My co-host is Kat Burdick.
I have no credits. Hi.
Kat Burdick is Kat Burden.
Oh, really hat tip on that one.
You guys, the wheels don't usually come off till at least midway through the show.
Almost sentence 4,
let's just
usually.
get this thing in the toilet off the bat. Kat is a comedian, and she's awesome. That's all you guys need to know.
Yeah.
Abby, can we just have her here all the time? This has already made everything so much more fun.
She's the Chrissy Teigen of this lip sync battle for real.
Absolutely. She's the Chrissy Teigen of my heart.
Yeah. Get this baby a Twitter account. I want you to smack down the president.
So when I show the drawings that I've done, I do another awkward thing where I pull this thing down and show the art. So we're all just going to live in that uncomfortable moment together, and it's going to be fine. We'll get through it.
Including me trying to help.
Right.
It's so much better when I reach out.
Oh man. Yeah, it's been a month. It's been quite a month. I feel like Nightmares is kind of the show of the moment, just on account of our ongoing societal spiral towards doom. Sorry, baby.
No, seriously, great timing. You got here for the finale.
So
We're doing good.
we just have to hope the world holds off on collapsing until you can run fast enough.
Ciao, baby.
Ciao, baby. Ciao, baby.
She's moving to Italy. She's giving the finger to all of this
She's
American
doing the right
nihilism.
thing.
Baby's going to Florence.
How have you been sleeping lately?
Sleep. It's a concept. It can be done in 2-hour chunks twice a day, like I'm some sort of half-rent Leonardo da Vinci that doesn't draw. It's good. I don't... I've started having some dreams I remember lately, which is rare for me.
Thank you.
They're all just
on behalf of the show.
Exactly. Yeah, just I'm trying to keep this work. But it's just stress dreams. It's just like basic stuff, like you're making a cake and you don't have the ingredients, stuff like that. Yeah. Just like real low level office supply related things.
Boilerplate shit.
Yeah, and no one's going to any effort. Like Freddie's not
know.
showing up for this. He doesn't need to do
Hey,
this.
baby,
Like,
we cuss. We cuss on this show. It's okay. You don't know yet.
Did I swear? I might have.
No,
already.
I swore.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I
I
don't know.
love doing it, so I don't even notice anymore.
No, I swear on my own daughter all the time. My daughter's going to be 7 in 2 days. Mark your calendars, guys. If you haven't gotten her a present, tonight's your last night to get it on Prime and have it arrive by the day.
Oh, is this what we're doing? All right, my daughter turns 3 in 2 weeks.
This is actually more of a present drive.
And she wants a Metro card.
Yeah.
A monthly. That'd be great.
My daughter gets angry at me for swearing even when I'm not swearing at her.
Yeah, I had to stop. I had to stop yelling in the car, which is one of my favorite things to do to other drivers, because my daughter kept thinking I was yelling at her. She's like, "I didn't cut you off, Mama." And I was like, "Oh, all right. You don't understand. I'm trying to yell at this guy who can't hear me." And now that I said that out loud, I get why it's confusing. So I'm having to just choke it down, and I'm sure I'll turn that into some kind of pancreatic tumor in a few years.
What's great is every organ can carry a tumor that's an unsaid swear.
Well, and she was a little bit speech delayed for a while. So at one point she picked up swearing, but she was using it like proper syntax, so I didn't want to squash the language development.
No, you just
so I just let it ride for a while, and then it was like, all right, she just said this is fucking bullshit about having to turn off Doc McStuffins. So,
but she's not wrong either.
Yeah, no, she was. You know what?
Or
you know what? She was wrong. I had given her 2 extra 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That dragon had his Spotosaurusness fixed right up. So
I said shit in the kitchen, like to my husband the other day, and from the other room, Tug is like, "Mama!" I'm like, "I'm a grown up. I can say whatever I want."
I would say my child's best chance at a college education at this point is a swear jar. So I might want to do it. I might want to start keeping track.
So I actually have some visual aids from a recurring nightmare that I have had like throughout my entire life.
Ooh, so we have special pictures this
We
time?
do have special pictures.
Okay,
So we're going to get right into the awkward.
Can I H-E-L-P?
Yes, H-E-L-P. But then get on the other side of it so it continues to not be weird.
Check it out, baby.
Okay, so my parents had this portrait, this picture hanging in our home that I was and am terrified of. And it gave me nightmares all the time. And I'm going to show it to you. No, I'm not. There we go.
Oh, shit.
So, they bought this before my sister was born and kept it because they, quote, thought it looked like her. Luckily, my sister is here, so I'll let you guys decide for yourselves. Melissa, come here a second. Just come here.
Hey!
This is my sister.
Oh, yeah. Identical.
So for one thing, my sister never looked like she'd been stolen and sold into sex slavery. So also, as you may notice, this picture kind of looks out at you with its eyes, and its eyes just follow you everywhere. This is featured heavily in a lot of nightmares, and in some nightmares, what's happening? In some nightmares...
Oh, no.
The eyes and mouth are turned upside down. So I had a dream that had happened, and then on the opposite corner of the room, my mother was lying face down and dead. Sometimes
that
it's
bleeds
changed
right through the whole thing.
positions,
wow.
So
Whoa.
it's just screaming. And sometimes it's like rotted out. It's like it takes on a whole like galaxy of problematic changes, and it's very disturbing. But my parents, for reasons which are unbeknownst to me, love this picture and still have it in their house. But now you guys have it in your brains. So I'm pretty sure that this is the definition of cursed imagery. I learned that phrase on the internet, and it feels like it. Are any of you young? Anyway, let's just pretend for the night that that's exactly what cursed imagery means, because, yeah, I don't know. It's your problem now. Yeah. Okay, we can put this up. I'm going to put it back for now.
That's where my skills
I know.
really
Baby, I'm going to let you do my job tonight, because I can't.
I think I can pick up this part of the slack. You're literally illustrating like 20 things for the New Yorker. I'm like, hey, guys.
I'm going
to come say stuff.
Hey, listen, whatever gets us through the night.
That's right. Oh, I already ordered that. That's called whiskey.
Yeah, nice.
It's over there.
Good girl. Yeah, should we I don't know.
Yeah, let's rock into it. Let's get into the meat of it. Let's get these nightmares going.
I am going to bring up our first guest, the mother of this extraordinary child, a very funny comedian. You may have seen her on Late Night with Stephen Colbert. Please welcome to the stage, Abbi Crutchfield.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, thank you. And thank you again for bringing this delicious child.
Hey, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't like bringing her to shows, but you guys were very gracious to let her hang out. And it's because I need the spotlight, and she takes it all away.
I'm not saying I'm not going to eat her by the time.
Right. Understandable.
Yeah.
Quite scrumptious, viewers at home or listeners at home.
How is her and therefore your sleep?
She's always been a good sleeper. She sleep trained at 3 months and gets 8 hours every night.
Shut up.
Yeah, I know. Girl. Maybe not tonight because I know. Nobody really believes it, but maybe not tonight because she's missing, like, she should have gone to bed at 7 and this is when the show starts. So now she's all juiced up and hyper. So
know,
that could interrupt
adrenaline.
things.
She's going to need coffee in the morning.
That means she'll get me up at 3 being like, hey, is this when we wake up? I forget.
Yeah.
Hyper.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's not too bad. And then for me, I deal with a lot of anxiety, and so my sleep is a little interrupted, but I've got like the blackout curtains and the what else do I do? Lavender spray.
How are you on do you do melatonin?
Like that. I have it in my fridge, but no, I don't take it very regularly.
Yeah.
I have everything. I just don't always use it. I have sleep
my husband
masks.
takes melatonin, and he's like, it puts me in the deep water immediately, but then I still wake up by 4 o'clock in the morning, and I can't stop it.
Strange.
But then I started drugging my child a little bit at night, and it's kind of amazing. They make it for children, and it says for children on the bottle, so I feel like it's legit.
My first melatonin by Fisher Price.
They used to do that with laudanum, but still.
Right.
Well, she's more like I'm learning from her. I'm not like training her how to sleep. She's kind of teaching me of just if I would get to bed early and have a routine before bed, then maybe I could do with it nicely. But I just like to watch Golden Girls on an iPad to put me to sleep. Yeah. Is that not relatable? They're soothing to me. It's like having 4 grandmas instead of one or 2.
It's like quadraphonic ASMR, but with like catty old bitches.
With intermittent audience applause.
Yeah.
If Which ASMR had loud applause.
The most sleepy part.
Yeah.
Do you find like the ritual to put her down is unfortunately fairly effective for you? That's where I end up. Is I'm like, I just made it so cozy, bitch. I am done. Like, and she's always like, Mama, you sleep here with me.
Yeah,
at
you're
the end,
tempted.
in an English accent for some reason that I don't. She's not even watching Peppa Pig.
Damn.
And then she's like, you stay here, and I was like, I gotta go do my mama work. No mama work.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I like the excuses
wish.
you have to give a kid to leave. Like mine is, I have to go check on the dogs. I say that every night. That's the one thing she'll let me do. But if I'm like, I have to watch TV, I have to eat dinner, I have to do these things, she's like, no.
The only one that gets me out of there is like, I have to go use the potty. She's like, that's gross. Get out of here.
You're not doing it in my room.
Right? I was like, I've been wrist deep in your shit 3 times today, but sure, throw some attitude at me at this point.
My daughter, as I mentioned, will be 7 in 2 days.
Happy birthday to her.
So she still, I still lie with her until she falls asleep, which is becoming A, increasingly sort of annoying, and B, she's all in her head about it. Like, she's like, I'm too old for this. They're going to call me a baby at school. Well, I'm like, yeah, they might.
Give her that nudge she needs out of the nest.
Hey, what I can't do, perhaps peer pressure can. But she's like, okay, so just tell me that you need to go to the bathroom and that it's a soup poop. So you might be a while.
She said that?
Yes.
Wow, she's creative.
She's like, just give me a lie I can live within, and until you come, and I'll see if I can handle it until you come back.
Are our kids texting each other? I feel like that's like she's like, I heard from Ripley. This is a deadlock. You don't want to see your mother.
This is a nice sneak preview of what I can expect. She still sleeps in a crib, so I can just run out of the room and close the door.
Maybe what
she
I
can do nothing about it.
Is a cage the size of a full bed.
Why don't they make those?
I know.
Because everyone would have their husband in one. No, is that just me? That's my bad.
Yeah. He can't watch the kid if he's in a cage. Unless I put them both in a cage. Oh, we should stop talking about cages.
There's already a thing for that on the internet.
I know,
people already are into that. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, it's just called being an Austrian guy with a basement. It's not even nobody's getting a
do you remember before diapers.com got bought by Amazon or whatever conglomerate bought them?
No.
So diapers.com sold, obviously, diapers and a bunch of other baby shit, but they also had a small and very hard to find section for sex aids, like sex furniture, like wedges.
It was
wedges.
The excess inventory.
Yes, wedges.
They had
that.
I hate that. And the last 3 pages of a hustler, I'm like, those look so handy and useful
and
for
so
a rompus room. But try to explain to your grandpa, who 1,000% recognizes that thing from the ad, why you own it and where you found it.
I absolutely
Target.
knew somebody who did speech therapy and ordered those multicolored, very smooth metal vibrators to put on kids' throats.
Kids' throats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not down the throats, on the throats.
But still, that's the thing. It's there's multi-use. If it's multi-purpose, it's multi-purpose.
Exactly.
There was what was it? A baby brush that was a silicone little thing, small disc with nubs on it, and I already had one for facial scrubbing, and I was like, what is this? Just the same factory, just putting them out and slapping different names on it? So,
pretty much.
I mean, I guess so.
If it's longer than it is wide, it could be a dildo. I mean, like, that's how stuff goes.
Capital is going to do what Capital wants to do, and we are just its servants. So let's talk about your dream.
I mean, real life is the real nightmare.
Bonkers.
Just like Kat was saying.
Yeah.
My dream, I don't know if I'm really removed from it now. I'm probably a month out from it. When you asked me to do the show, I had just had it the night before. So I was shooketh. But now, like every nightmare, the more you describe it, the sillier and less scary it seems.
I don't know. I read it, and it wasn't my dream, and I found it upsetting.
Okay, good. Well, my dreams play out like movies. Suspense thriller movies where you're usually running away from the killer. Mm-hmm. So that's no different. Should I just launch into it?
Do it, yeah.
Okay, it's going to be spotty and miss some details. Like, who is that person? Why are they approaching you? And I don't have those answers. I'm walking outside in a forest on a road, and a guy comes up to me, and he's got frizzy blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. His skin is kind of ashen, and he's wearing a black turtleneck. So he looks like a 90s foreign thug, I guess. Or a diehard criminal. And he's just kind of like slithering around me like, hello, what are you doing out here? And I placate him, but then I try to talk about him later to people I know, and they go, you ran into that guy? Stay away from him. He's bad news. Hi, baby.
Poor mommy. Hi.
And so I do, but he keeps showing up. Like I'm picking apples at a grocery store, and he pops up, and he starts making small talk. So the chit-chat leads to him inviting me to his family's house for dinner. And I think, I really can't shake him loose, so maybe he just has no friends, and everybody else is just bugging. So I agree to go to his place. And when I get there, I think it's one of those things where I'm just going to stay I'll stay for the meal and then I'll leave, or I'll stay for 5 minutes or whatever. And then Margot Martindale, do you know this actress? She was like the thuggy grandma on Sneaky Pete, but also Justified. She plays like scary grandmas. Recently in The Kitchen. And so she was very cold to me, and I could see that she was kind of like gruff, and this family felt dysfunctional, but I couldn't put a label on it because they weren't hillbillies, they weren't rednecks, but they seemed
there was just a pall.
Nefarious,
Right, yeah.
Not friendly,
right.
Not welcoming, and the place was a dump. So I was just kind of like, cool, I won't get comfy. And so I asked if I could wash up, because they announced that McDonald's would be delivering pizza soon.
I love when a dream does that.
Is that also a fantasy
of this nightmare?
Yeah, the worst
The
concept.
idea of McDonald's pizza.
My elitist bias is coming through. Like, that's how little I think of this family. They probably eat pizza from McDonald's.
That sounds like the worst burn I would have heard in the 90s. Yeah. That's like worse than buying your sneakers in the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like,
that's like the your mama
right.
thing that just ends the whole shooting match.
Yo, mama, I've cooked pizza from McDonald's. So to kill time, since they're not like making me at home, I don't know where the guy went, but she's just in her room ignoring me. So, and meanwhile, there are also many female cousins my age roaming the house, this one-story house, and there are children around, like toddler age. And so I claim I want to go wash up. I walk down the hallway. It's very dark. This occurred to me. It's my grandma's house. Now that I'm picturing the layout, same layout as my grandma's house. Only she kept hers clean. It was not a dump. But it was a one level with a long hallway and secret dark doors. So I kind of move a door that's ajar, not knowing or caring if it really is the bathroom, but just out of curiosity. And I see it leads to another room that's got like one of those bare hanging bulbs swinging. And I can see arms on the wall. So there's like a man chained to the wall. Further inspection reveals it is a young David Alan Grier. And when I say these celebrities' names, you really just have to say that this is a character played by that actor. Because if it was really David Alan Grier, I'd be asking him for his autograph. But it was just a man held captive. And I wasn't one to free him, but I was like, this is why this family's gross. Like, they keep people as prisoners in their scary shack. And so
second strike.
Yeah, so I'm in there, and I'm in the dark room, peeking into the next room with the man on a wall, and I'm seized with fear, and I hear like boo 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 boo. That's his men yelling, men that weren't there before. So I hear like either a raid or just like I'm assuming thugs or someone. Someone's coming in, and I need to hide because it's not safe for me to now enter in ready to eat pizza. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So I hide. And then this is where it gets violent and gross. I can tell that David Alan Grier is a prisoner and that the person who invited me over is a criminal. But David Alan Grier somehow gets one arm free from the wall and then pulls out a knife from his pocket, and the other arm can't come free from the wall, so he just severs his arm with a dull blade. And it's gruesome, it's gross, and for some reason I can't turn away. So I'm really like grossed out watching him. And then he then yanks the arm off of the wall. I guess now it can come out. And he's holding it, and he calls the captor in, the blonde, frizzy-haired ponytail man. He's like, come on back here. Come on, take a look at me. I don't know what he said. And I can tell, as he's waiting by the door, holding the arm like a baseball bat, that he wants to then surprise his captor by attacking him now that he's free. The captor comes in. I'm hiding behind, I guess, an overturned table or something in the corner. The captor comes in. It works. Like David Alan Grier starts beating him senseless with an arm, and then his just like with every hit, he gets a black eye and bloody and bruised. And my stomach is turned. And then gunshots. I hear gunshots, and there's a big shootout. And so David Alan Grier takes one, and the captor's already dead, but he probably gets shot too. And I'll try to make this short. Police come. There's a raid on top of whatever that earlier raid was. And even though I guess I'm supposed to be safe, the Margot Martindale character pretends to be a victim and act like she doesn't know what's going on. And, oh, my son's a criminal? What's happening? So she shoos them out. And when they come to me and they're like, ma'am, would you like to make a statement? She's giving me daggers like, don't you dare. You saw nothing. And so I was like, no, I saw nothing. And so the police leave. And now my only goal is to get out of that house. But I can tell, like, since I kind of witnessed stuff, they might want to get rid of me. And meanwhile, there's all these kids in the family to save. And so I was telling her, like, look, this is a crime scene and there's blood on the wall. Why don't I just take the kids out for dinner instead? And she's like, do what you want. I don't care. But the cousins, the women that were my age, to come in. Like, I rounded up all these kids. I think there were 6 of them. And I finally had them holding hands. And it took a big, long time. And then these 2 women come in with babies on their hips. And I'm like, oh, there's 2 more infants to save. I don't have enough arms. And they were like, why is she trying to take all our kids? Seems like she's trying to kidnap them. And Margot Martindale was like, yeah, it does seem like that. No! And I'm like, I was almost free and almost freeing your kids. And now I'm like stuck here again. So she was like, kids like pizza anyway. So they're going to stay here with us. And that was when the dream ended. I didn't know if they were going to, like, kill me.
Dun, dun, dun.
If the kids were going to, just, like, ever be safe. So that's all it was.
This dream is in development at Lionsgate now, by the way.
Proceed to analyze.
Right. Honestly, that, like, is such a narrative. It's hard to even put, like, oh, your teeth fell out. That means you're lying or whatever. Right. I mean, there's a lot of layers here. Like, what does David Alan Grier mean to you?
It's so weird. I've never dreamed about him before in my life. So I don't know what his emotion represented except that he was strong and capable, but also a victim. So I don't know. I mean, maybe Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, like, especially given the Margot Martindale, like, you know, Milo. Mm-hmm. I mean, there seems to be...
I like that there's a female-run mob going on. I like that there's a matriarch.
Nice. That's nice to have in a dream and in real life. But yeah, David Alan Grier always struck me as like so like warm and cuddly and nice and like the last person I'd want to see chained to a wall or anything.
Right.
Really.
He wasn't funny at all. He was not cracking jokes to keep things light.
So sweet. Like.
So he was just a representative of someone who was helpless but then overcoming it. And a lot of my nightmares have ups and downs. They're like, oh, I'm actually marching to freedom. Oh no, this door is locked. Oh, somebody else is here to save me. Oh no, they're a bad guy too. Like it was just, it's a lot of ups and downs at the end until I wake up.
I feel like this is a real, like, you're in comedy, eh? Like, I feel like that's like, hey, I'm just about to get through this door and it slams in my face.
Exactly.
Oh, this person is amazing. Oh, it turns out they're a rapist again and again and again.
Yeah. Powerlessness is big with me, especially like I used to be chased by vampires a lot, which are relentless, you know, like they just always, they can appear behind you.
It's so hard to specifically kill them.
Yeah.
You can't like hit them with a truck. You got to be real aces about it.
Right.
So many skills they have.
But in your history of hearing other nightmares, is this pretty typical of like?
No.
Yeah. This is rich in like it has a plot, which is rare, and then the specificity of your casting is really nice.
Yeah, the looks of the people are
possibly the best casting in a dream that we've seen on this show. Really,
I wonder if David Alan Grier would hear this and be like, "That reminds me of my time being in a room for 14 years with every Wayne's brother."
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Right, that's the family. No, they would never eat McDonald's pizza. They know better than that.
I mean, I feel like we could shoot this dream though.
Yeah, no, that's right. It's doable.
Yeah,
no, and it ends on a cliffhanger, so it gets another season.
Right. Well, the kids, thank you. It's very Holden Caulfield with the saving of the children. You know, like Straight Catcher in the Rye, where his like obsession with like saving kids from innocence. So I think there is an element of that too, of just like now that I'm, I guess, a mom to a toddler, always feeling like I've got to look out for her and keep her alive.
Yeah.
And one kid never feels like one kid. It feels like all the kids.
I know. Just
Yeah.
the fact that more would appear. In fact, I used to have a recurring dream of kittens. I would find kittens in a basement. And every time I thought, oh, I hadn't fed these in months, but they're still alive. Okay, I've saved some, and then I think I've rounded them up and fed them. There's new ones under a couch, and I'm like, like the never-ending kitten. So that's what these babies felt like. It was just like, oh, you think you got them all?
I used to have dreams where I gave birth to a kitten.
Ooh,
wow!
And then it was just like not weird for anybody else, so I was like trying to play it off.
Okay, everything's
like I was
cool.
I just missed this day in health class.
Was that before you had a kid?
Yeah, it was well before I had a kid. When I was like, now a dream of having a kitten, I would be like, boy, that was easy as hell.
Right.
What
This
does
is barely
that
a nightmare.
mean?
I'm gonna have 4 more of those.
Yeah, right.
And eat 2.
I'll have an even dozen of these babies. Just pop them out like ping pong balls. This is nothing.
No, I had dreams all the time before I had a kid that I had some kind of small creature, like a hamster or something.
Yes.
And I kept it under my desk. And then I forgot about it. And then when I checked on it, it had eaten its own paws.
Oh, I know. I hate that. I hate that kind of dream.
And also because it's so like, a little on the nose there, metaphor dream. Is it under my work desk? Fuck you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's what her word for chalk anyway.
Yeah.
So she literally
Chalk.
says
Chalk you.
the F word for chalk.
Good girl.
She's working on pronunciation. So that and fork, they both are the F word.
Listen.
I took my kid to see her first movie in the theater, Toy Story 4. Thanks a lot for naming your character Forky. Really appreciate it, guys, at Pixar. Really. Couldn't wait for her to scream how she loves Forky in the grocery store for the next 4 fucking days.
You know there's absolutely
I love
no way
Fucky.
that was a
Please don't say
mistake.
that again.
I
know John Lasseter is just trying to get us back for that, like, sex, getting called out on harassing a woman.
Fully could have been Sporky. I'm just saying.
Spucky? Yeah, I could have done
Would you
with
like
that.
your art now?
Oh, I'd love it.
all
I thought
right.
you guys were going to tell me what it all meant, and I could never have it again.
I really wish that was within our skill set,
Yours just
but no.
means you need a movie deal.
We're just going to
because
talk about it
works out great.
and marvel at it. So,
Here, let's have you stand
all
in
right.
front because I don't want to hit your head.
For you to show you what that guy looked
Oh,
like.
also, you can frame this or you can ritually burn it. And this one I feel like maybe you should burn.
Awesome, thanks.
So-
Should I look at it or just watch it on screen first?
Whoa.
Oops.
My God. Emily. So,
Oh no, that's exactly what happened to those poor kids.
So the caption here is, this Calhoun Tubbs skit took a turn.
Calhoun Tubbs.
Yeah, that's for those of you who remember In Living Color. And
Yes.
if you don't, just leave now.
He was very well utilized in Living Color.
Wasn't he, though?
I'm so glad you included the main villain.
Yeah.
And then the next kind of pseudo-villain / victim.
I felt like there needed to be like a narrative arc even within the single panel.
And
that
that kid is perfect because that's what they looked like. How did you know?
I know.
They didn't have pants. They just had a dirty white T-shirt
Abby,
on.
I know those kids.
And if those kids are eating pizza from McDonald's, this is the uniform. Clearly. Yeah, I know. I know that's not the point, but just that is a real, like, you got the kid thing just right. The little chubby calves, but also that kid's like also just wispy enough that you can believe they eat McDonald's pizza.
Exactly.
You know that
This
thing?
is hilariously
Where
accurate.
white kids are
If
the
you
wrong
look-
color when they are malnourished.
If you looked closely at her skin, you would see how waxy it is. All right, Abby, thank you so much.
everybody. Thanks for listening. Sorry to put you through that.
And short Abby, you were also amazing.
Oh, man, I did not like drawing David Alan Grier in distress. I will say that much. That made me very sad. this really is a night of cursed imagery.
Yeah.
So
I feel like somewhere David Alan Grier is experiencing a chill. And
yeah,
like
he's just something's going down his spine. He's just like, this doesn't feel good at all.
Right.
And then he realized what's going down his spine is his own finger. Oh, that was upsetting.
He's like, I can't be getting Me Too'd. So what is it?
Right.
No, because he's a good dude, right?
He is a good dude.
Cross fingers.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had a
Still
lot
holding
of,
on to
but
those
they're
last
good
two
dude.
people on my heroes list from 1998.
Yeah, may David Alan Grier always remain
Yes.
on the good dude
You and
list.
LeVar Burton. Hold on, buddy.
Well, let's bring up a dude I know to be good.
Yeah!
He is a cartoonist for The New Yorker and The Nib and The Guardian and a bunch of other places, but I was like, too many credits, Jeremy. He also has an exhibit coming up, Asian Babies at the Pearl River Mart. Please welcome to the stage, Jeremy Nguyen. Hi. How are you?
Hey guys, what's happening?
Nothing. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm so busy.
You're so busy. I know.
busy.
You're so busy.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us.
Yeah,
tonight.
no, of course. I
Yeah.
love it.
Did
I'm
you
glad to be like not the youngest person in the room
for
once.
once? I know.
Braggart. That's
Did
a good
you bring
humble
a baby?
I wish I could.
I know.
Millennials are not having babies.
I know.
Yeah.
We are
I know.
You guys are going to have to have
any
like,
kids.
it's going to have to be like a cat cafe. You just come in and like hang out with some toddlers for a while, and then as soon as you get annoyed, you leave. It'll be the dream parent
It's
life.
like you guys are fulfilling the promise of Children of Men, except instead of a mysterious blight of the ovum, it's like just
broke.
economic anxiety.
Just broke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll take
So,
that over
you know.
having to raise a human being.
Right. Look, it's not easy.
It's rough. It's tough out
But
there.
you get to put them in shark onesies, so
Yeah, that pays
Yeah,
off.
that's true.
Yeah,
Great.
I don't
say
look
that.
as good in a shark onesie.
I don't
Tell
know.
yourself short. I don't know. I feel like
Listen, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that every person here would look better in a shark onesie
Definitely.
than not in a shark onesie. And I'm not saying that to be insulting. I'm saying that because shark onesies are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
we're all a little bit left. We're all a little bit left shark on the inside.
So here's something about my
if
sleep,
you would enjoy a crusty old meme
which who doesn't?
in between the couch cushions.
For when it gets cold, I have a llama onesie from Target that is adult size, and it is
warm as hell.
amazing. It's like wearing a shitty polyester blanket
They
with
should make
ears.
it out of weighted blankets.
Yes, they
A
should.
llama
A weighted
onesie.
onesie.
Now we're coming full circle because they should do that for toddlers because they are fast.
Yeah.
And you should just make a tiny weighted onesie
I
and
think
just see these tiny toddlers look like they're moving in
With
slow
spikes,
motion.
with
I think you just
camping
invented the
spikes.
shackle.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's my bad. Just invented the ball and chain. That's, good job, Kathleen. 17th century prison technology. I'm coming up with it for the kids line at Target.
I love how we go
Yeah.
light all the time.
All the time.
You know, yeah.
Just light and fluffy. Just a
my
little
God.
meringue about locking children to a
Yeah.
giant piece of iron.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Can we just end this now and go find a venture capitalist to
Somebody-
fund
our shark
our
onesie
weighted
enterprise.
onesies? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
now getting ads in my feed for all kinds of weighted blankets, like including
course.
one that's like knitted in very like big, presumably heavy yarn.
It's just a sandbag.
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, I can't tell if this is like insultingly infantilizing or a product I want.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much my entire feed.
Yeah,
is
you
things
can-
that make me wonder.
You
which
can say that about
reactions
everything
to
I
have.
like, too.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, ice cream cake shaped like Fudgy the Whale.
I
Yes,
might actually be wearing
I'm an
They
adult
keep
ass
showing-
woman.
They keep showing you those ads because you're clicking on them and you're like interested.
I feel like even if I think about it on the way to somewhere,
Yeah.
Facebook is like, oh, bitch, did you think about Fudgy the Whale for 0.2 seconds? Welcome to the next week of Facebook.
I am a 42-year-old woman wearing underwear with popsicles
Ice cream
on it.
popsicles.
Oh, yeah.
And I know. Sorry, boys, I'm taken. But yeah, I want you all to watch your feeds tonight, and if underwear with popsicles on them show up, then we'll know.
Or shark onesies. We've covered a lot of ground.
I know. I feel like we have given the algorithm a lot of.
Just David
To let
Allen
us know if you get a
Greer.
sponsored
Right.
ad offering to sell you toddlers, because that's a red line item. We need to know about that.
But I mean, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you must sleep well because you're young and you don't have children.
I sleep
Yes.
pretty well. Just the problem is I'm a little irregular about my sleeping.
Do you have an
So-
app that tracks it?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Should I do that?
I don't know. My watch
Don't let
does
us
it.
old people bully you into using new apps.
Yeah,
We
I'm
will
not
do
even
that.
sure how that works. Is it like when I'm drifting off to sleep, do I input
No, your
the time?
Fitbit knows what you're doing at all
this
times.
new technology I don't have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, the problem I have is like I'll stay up till like 5 in the morning and
Right.
then
Because
sleep
you're on like a
until 2 p.m.
productivity roll,
or
you're just
hanging out.
hanging out.
Right.
Yeah.
Or having fun.
Somebody's
Right,
got to
yeah,
smoke
yeah.
this bong. It's
Right.
got to. Maybe it can be me.
Yeah, so it's a little strange and irregular, and then I just don't like
Right.
keep to my plan.
No, I remember that from being young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So accurate.
Do you have sheets on your bed?
I do have sheets. Why?
No.
Why does your answer imply you do not? You are a married grown-ass
Okay,
woman.
When I was your age,
Oh, I see.
I slept on a mattress on the floor without sheets and with something that I called TV Boyfriend. TV Boyfriend was a wood-paneled television set that I had laid on its side so I could watch it in bed.
Yeah,
That's
And-
fucking innovative.
yeah. We
Whatever else
we're
I
so
may say
lucky to
about
have
that.
laptop boyfriend.
Yeah.
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 Just till-
No, you don't know how good you have it.
Yeah.
Until you
Also-
tried to tip over a 95-pound console television.
Did you have a twin bed and it just like took
No.
up the other half of the bed?
It was a full-size mattress.
Good.
You know,
That's
and
respectable.
And I had my dresser kind of like making a three-way hole.
Yeah.
Around my bed, and it kind of the TV set kind of leaned against the dresser.
Yeah.
And every night there were 2 Buffy the Vampire Slayers, and then Entertainment Tonight. And if I hadn't fallen asleep by the time Entertainment Tonight was over, then I was like in the bad place where it was just infomercials and This Old House.
Yeah.
And this was it may surprise you to know this was a very depressive part of my life. And yeah, so TV Boyfriend was like a real boyfriend in that he was very sweet and soothing, and then a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm over here like mattress.
Yeah.
You rich bitch. I was sleeping on a garbage pick sofa that was held up with a plank of wood underneath the cushions. I swear to God. And I used to stay up all night because I'd be on a roll. And then my bedtime ritual was Martha Stewart was played back when she had her show before she went to prison. She, which I can't believe is a sentence. Donald Trump is the president. Still awake. She went to jail. They would play her show at 6 a.m. and she would make the cookie of the week. And I wanted to hate her.
Right.
I wanted to hate her.
We
but
all
that
wanna
bitch
hate
made that
Martha.
sweet, sweet cookie of the week for me. I was so tired, and she would just be like, and we're going to make a fucking snickerdoodle, and it's going to be goddamn perfect. And I would just be like, this is amazing. And I got the best sleep of my life on that shitty couch.
But here you are, not even 30, and you
Yeah.
have
No.
sheets on your
Sheets.
bed.
Sheets.
How dare you?
You
Yeah,
rich son of a bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you son of a bitch who takes care of himself and
yeah.
doesn't sleep
Pretty
in
much.
garbage
That's the
as a form of
upside.
self-punishment.
Millennials over Gen X is that you guys were like, you know what? Maybe we'll just live. Maybe we'll just live.
Right.
Maybe we'll just
Maybe we'll
decide
live. I
to
don't-
live for
yeah.
today and stop
Yeah.
planning. Because our dumb asses were like, we'll stay for retirement and sleep
Wait,
on a
whoa,
mattress
whoa,
on the
whoa!
floor.
Who's saving for retirement? Don't.
Well, I mean, I cashed it all out and spent it on weed, but I did it. No? Too
Yeah,
wrong? Let's cut that out.
I
Don't. Just cut that.
But how do you punish yourself if you don't sleep in garbage?
I think that's a trick question.
That was a completely non-rhetorical question.
How do I?
How do you punish yourself? Oh, did I think?
I don't even. I
I'm going
don't
very
even
off
drink.
track.
That's like a crazy
That is.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Do you this may be
So
too
maybe
personal,
that's why
but
my
do you
sleep
have
isn't so good.
do you have a vice? Is it just like you're on video games and you're on a roll and you stay up, or
Yeah, I don't even play video games. I don't know what my vice is.
nice?
You can ask my girlfriend what my vice is.
Okay, so head full of a lot of heads in his basement.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm joking.
Yeah.
That is not a thing you can assume if people say that they don't drink.
Now I feel like
you
I'm
can't
looking at
assume they're
you
serial killers.
Like you're some
FYI.
sort of like
That's
weird museum of the new curiosity.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
you don't harm yourself
And you
in
weren't
any
using an
appreciable
app.
way.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I bet you don't even stare at yourself in the mirror just like, what happened? Like, I bet you never do that.
My vice is like hour-long showers, maybe.
Fuck off.
Okay,
That's
good.
that's a really good
No, that
shower.
sounds amazing.
Let's talk about your bath product situation.
Yeah,
Because
tell
now
us.
I
You
just
got
want to
some
know what
Kiehl's?
it's like to be you.
Uh-huh.
Like, what are you?
What do I have in my shower?
What do you have in your shower?
Well, I'm a boy, so I have some pretty gross stuff happening in my shower. I have all the usual stuff like 2-in-1 conditioner, shampoo, conditioner.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like there's a case. I put my iPad in it, and that way it doesn't get wet when I watch porno.
Yeah. No, I have a foot scrub that I don't think I've changed out for like the last year.
You have
Yeah.
a foot scrub.
Yeah. So
That
at least
is
my
way ahead
foot
of us,
is
dudes.
staying in the shower and not with me out in the world.
Well,
Right.
I'm dying to hear what his actual nightmare is.
Yeah,
'cause
let's-
based on
Sure.
this, your lifestyle is a
Yeah.
bafflement to both of us.
So my nightmare is it's kind of a cartoon itself, like an animated vaudevillian 1940s, jiving and bouncing around. So what happens in my dream is there's a flower on a hill, on the side of a hill, and it's like bouncing around, hanging out. But I'm not even involved in this dream. And on a loop, there's like logs coming down the hill and rolling over the flower. But I think the scary part is that I'm just watching in anticipation for it to roll over the flower.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And-
And then it just plays on a loop. It'll like roll over it, and I'm screaming, "Get out, flower!" And then, and then it rolls over it, and then it just starts up again, and that's the nightmare.
Did you ever watch the DVD screensaver?
Yeah,
and
it's
wait
kinda
for it
like
to hit
that.
the corner.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I feel like you're totally watching
and
the.
it never does.
Yeah, no, it's maddening.
And
Yeah.
is this a dream that you've had through your whole life?
I've had it up until I was maybe 14.
Okay, so this is like a childhood nightmare.
Right, it's a childhood
Yeah.
nightmare, and the last time I had it, I remember waking up completely naked, and there were 2 firemen, and my mom had carried me into like the living room. Apparently, I had a fever, and that I tore all of my clothes off, ran downstairs and out of the house, and then running down the street during the school day, and my mom had to call the EMT to come get me, I guess.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you have any recollection of that whatsoever?
I remember waking up
Right.
and being told that, and I remember knowing that that was the dream I had.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess you just like literally burned that dream.
I think
out of
so.
Your mind.
Yeah, I fevered it out,
Huh.
sweated it out.
Wow, good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big accomplishment for a 14-year-old. That's like the kind of thing that would set you on a life where you had sheets by 30.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God for the EMT.
I guess. And do you suffer any nightmares now, or do you just like?
I don't really have a lot of nightmares. I'm pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from California, so.
I like the idea that there's no nightmares in California.
Right.
Keeping
Pretty
it
great
cool.
life.
I think it's because there's too much sunshine and it infiltrates your brain.
Right.
And it makes it so that like you don't there's no mulching period of like dark thoughts and feelings. I'm painting Californians with a pretty broad brush, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like the knowledge that at any time you could get a delicious taco. Just
Yeah. Why
Burns
why
out all
would
the
you need
negatives.
nightmares when there's
Yeah.
I don't know.
did you ever see Who Killed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, of course.
Right. No, I feel like you were kind of set in Toontown. Like
Pretty
you're,
much.
you're happening in Toontown.
Yep, living around with cartoons
I
and
like that-
dancing flower.
The dancing flower and the logs did it.
Yeah.
But at no point does Christopher Lloyd show up and be the most terrifying character in cinematic history. You're like, you know what? We're going to go with the daisy.
I feel
Gonna
like
keep it chill.
your dream is somehow the emotional truth of how I lost my virginity.
Getting
Just
rolled
rolling
over.
logs.
Yeah, a rolling log destroys a flower. And, you know, so I don't know why that happened to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Maybe
I
those
think it's telling
firefighters woke it-
that
got
you
it out
stopped
of me.
having this dream in puberty.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
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 That is what I think your
Yeah.
dream means.
And no more
I think
fever
it has
since
something to
then
do
either.
with me.
Yeah.
And no more fever since then.
fevers,
Or do
yeah.
you not get sick very often?
I don't get sick super often.
Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
I'm not drinking or anything, so
So
Be
do
really
you,
careful, dude, because I'm going to say you're due.
Yeah.
You're due for something
I'm
terrible.
gonna get a super.
or do you
virus
like
on
do
me.
some murders for self-care when other people aren't around?
That's what
It's
I'm
okay.
do-
This is a very safe
all the
space.
way
You
up
can-
until 5 in the morning.
Right. You're just up there murdering in a pristine white shirt somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to see your drawing?
Of course. Let's
All
take
right.
a look. Yeah.
All right. What you see is what you get. So,
That's exactly it.
Cashmere is baby's first life metaphor because I do not see how a flower being destroyed could be anything else, really. It's something awful. I'm sorry you had that dream, but I'm really glad it doesn't happen anymore.
I love how you captured it perfectly, even the color.
What's cool is I got in your head.
Yeah.
I left some stuff there.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
This is perfect.
Jeremy, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Here you go. How's everybody feeling? Yeah?
Teamed up.
Everybody going to sleep weird tonight? That's my hope for you. All right, let's get right back into it.
Yeah.
Our next
check it
guest
out.
is a very funny comedian. You can find her albums wherever fine comedy albums are sold, by which I mean whatever iTunes is now. Please welcome to the stage, Vicky Kuperman.
What a show. I love this show.
I realized it just now I said Kuperman, but it isn't Kuperman.
It's
is it?
Kuperman,
It's
yeah.
Kuperman.
Yeah.
Good. I had this moment of panic, did I fuck that up?
No, you did not.
Awesome.
You did not.
Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I love this show.
Oh, yay.
And every time we're on a show, there's children. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, that's
And
that's
I don't
like,
mean male comics.
No, but
I mean actual children.
Yeah, actual children this time.
Yeah.
I feel like we leveled up on that department. But yeah,
We did.
Easily the last 4 or 5 shows
Yeah,
we've
it's
done
like
together. There's little kids on the
kids.
stage.
Right.
Yeah.
And this was an outlier. In
Yeah.
a bar, 3rd floor, infant. I mean,
Right.
I feel like
that
this
was
is
like
a good
it was
one.
like the universe was like they're on a show together. So someone
Yeah.
all right.
But a
Abbi
couple of the
needs
other
to-
ones were 11 a.m.
Right,
shows in
right.
Brooklyn that were specifically so people could leave Park
Right.
Slope with the baby and go see adults talk.
I honestly wanted to stop the show and just play with the baby for 15 minutes and make you guys watch.
Make you guys watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
was.
that was an extraordinary thing.
Yeah,
baby.
she's not fucking around. Her and her husband are both adorable, which is some bullshit.
Yeah.
That should
It
be
is
allowed.
bullshit.
Yeah.
But their kid's super cute.
I know. It's a little upsetting when people are that attractive, frankly.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they just
it
couple
is.
up and have
It's
a
not-
happy
Yeah,
life. What the
it's
fuck?
not normal.
Yeah.
Who just booed? Whoever booed thinks they're very attractive, I guess. Oh, I thought you were being
Right.
offended because you think you're an attractive person, which you are.
Right.
You are. I
Right.
see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
People
Yeah.
get too attractive.
Best
they
seat
start
in the
putting
house.
sheets
That's
on
what
their
I call
bed.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people with sheets on their bed. Yes. Yeah, we had a
Oh,
guy
boy.
a couple episodes back who owned a dresser, unbelievably
Right.
moist. Yeah.
Wow. He owned a dress. Did he have stuff in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
No,
had
could-
furniture and everything. Motherfucker had a rug on the floor.
Wow. No, because when I dog walked when I first moved to New York, my clients a lot were guys who moved here, lived in Murray Hill, worked in finance, and then kept all their papers in the stove. They never cooked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband has a friend who, when I met him, this guy who lives in Montreal, and he had a sprawling apartment because fucking Montreal. But he had literally towels tacked over the windows as
Right.
curtains, that kind of jam.
Right.
And he was a very super left wing, even by Canadian standards,
Whoa.
dude. A lot of food not bomb stuff, whatever. Then he taught himself to code. And the rest of that story writes itself. He got a job working for Condé Nast, making a whole lot more money than anybody in its editorial, doing Cody McCoderson stuff. And now he complains about taxes.
And now he's hacking elections.
Yeah.
Can we afford to hire him to hack him back? I feel
That would be great.
I
don't
feel
think
like
we
I'm at
can.
the point where I just want to crowdsource buying buying Congress.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can we Kickstarter Congress? Can we just buy them?
Well,
At
somebody-
this
I mean-
point, guys, you're obviously for sale. Can we just ask what the going rate
We
is?
have to
What's the current bid?
outbid the corporation.
I feel like we're paying the taxes anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just immediately pay it to a
Right.
Kickstarter
I
and be
feel
like,
like-
look, Mitch, we'll get you the money, Turtle Man.
I mean,
we'll get you your cash.
I
Can you
think
just
He
not
doesn't
vote
need
to
money.
murder
He
us?
just needs little bits of lettuce.
I'm telling you, I was born in the former Soviet Union. like, we're always for sale. So why don't you just pay Russia to hack it back to where you want it?
Tell me
That's a great point.
everything.
Russians are always for sale, guys. Always.
Right.
Yeah. That's okay. All right, Russian prostitute. We get it. All right.
My kid.
This is totally Red Dawn, the next generation.
It is.
Just buy it.
When my kid was little, we sent her to a daycare run by Russians. And first of all, I really hoped she would just pick up Russian from the ether of the Russians all talking to each other.
Right.
She didn't, but some of the kids picked up an accent, which was adorable.
That's
there was
so
this one
cute.
kid who said, "It is a kid."
Oh, my God.
Like,
It is a cute.
It's cute.
Oh, that's so cute. You do a really good one, too. You do a
Thank
good
you.
one. Yeah, very
Thanks.
good.
Well, I would tell people all my Lana stories, so I'd have to do the Lana voice. But it turns out they're not Russian; they're Uzbek.
Oh, my God. I'm offended. You're canceled.
I
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, what's that Chris Rock quote? I don't have time to dice white people
Right.
into tiny groups.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No, I can't even begin to figure out where on the map I'm gonna have to look to find Uzbekistan.
Right.
But I feel like can Uzbekis tell us Russian secrets? I don't know. Did
Yeah.
it like?
But see, Uzbekistans wouldn't consider themselves white because they're so discriminated against by Russians.
Right.
And they're like, like Arab, brown considered.
I went to an Uzbeki restaurant on Coney Island Avenue, and it is the only place in my life I've ever seen right there on the menu, no euphemism, testicles.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind, though?
Lamb.
Okay.
I was truly.
You're like
Yeah.
New Jersey guy.
Yeah.
This motherfucker is
Yeah.
his rat testicles, if you know what I mean.
And let me
was
tell
hoping it
you,
would go
Vito
dark.
had a set on him.
They're a good size, I'll tell you that much. A lot of meat on these.
You dump
But the
some-
fucker should have kept his mouth shut.
Listen, you dump some gravy on these, it just tastes just like revenge.
It's so tender.
But yeah, no lamb.
Yeah, just lamb, small.
Yeah, I really appreciated that they didn't try to dress it up with like a cute name. It's just
Right.
like it's
Testicles.
Testicles.
Just order
Yeah.
some testicles and get off my
Oh, my
get
God.
off my porch.
Oh, my God.
And but yeah, I feel like we should at least be able to buy 3 important Congress people.
We should, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all for someone else is, so we might as well.
Yeah.
If we don't, someone else will.
I think it was the Onion put out a thing the other day where they were putting barcodes on the foreheads and they were like, so you can do self checkout.
That's
And
good.
I was
That's
like,
really
all right,
good.
that's classic. It's hard for the Onion to come up with a headline that doesn't just look like
Right.
it's from the New York Times.
Right.
Now, so.
And listen, I know that Russians are not a monolith, and I don't want to make you act as a representative, but is the Russian community just like, yeah, welcome to duh? Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you watch Russian TV, like, they're like, it's so out in the open.
Yeah, no, you guys are fucking celebrating.
Yeah, it's-
like
yeah.
you watch they're in Moscow. They're like, let's play some more clips.
Yeah.
Play 212.
They
Play
are.
212. It's like
They
Jon
are.
Stewart. They're just like, look at these assholes.
No, that's what they're doing.
So much.
they're
80s
like-
payback.
Actually, one TV host was like they showed something that Trump said, and then like he was scratching his head, but it was totally serious, and he's like, "Who did we elect?" But like it wasn't a comedy. It was just it's out in the. My friend went back, and there's just people like us who go to work, and their work is they are Russian bots who are there to interfere with the American political system, and that's just the office they go to.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, guys, but it's a real thing. But I guess sometimes it hits everyone in different times. So maybe it hits some people just now.
right.
Yeah, it hit
Like-
me a long time ago when I was like, why am I spending this person's spending a lot of effort to
Right.
keep me on Twitter
Yeah.
Right.
when I could be calling my
Right.
actual representative.
Jody,
And they're really like, yeah.
86342.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez video of her dancing like a year ago. That was spread by a Russian bot. And that the Republicans weren't mad about it. That was like total fake news.
And also, do the Russians think we're a people that hate dancing? I mean, is this...
Well,
like-
they're not as like you really have to infiltrate society. Hello. to know. But like for example, the bot that spread that, it was like a guy with this like handlebar gray mustache and a cowboy hat who was like American Patriot 25983. Like it's still not that hard to see it. It's just they just count on
It's
our
also
stupidity.
the reverse outrage thing of like they put it forward as the Republicans are upset.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then we, like a bunch of dumbasses,
Yeah.
are like, what?
Yeah.
Those conservative dicks?
Yeah.
It's so awesome that she was dancing. I'm going
Right.
to retweet this shit immediately.
And it
works.
And then we just fucking fall for
Right.
it. And then we're like doing their dirty work for them. We're like, let me whitewash that fence for you, Tom Sawyer. You know, like we're just a bunch of fucking suckers.
Fuck you, MAGA!
Right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I was talking to a friend of mine about this last night. Like, basically, they don't even have to tend the seeds. They just have to drop them
Right.
on the ground, and we will water it with our own bullshit.
We will. And we've meddled in a shit ton of elections.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
no,
our
this
turn.
is definitely
Yeah.
a case of
Let's
like.
not pretend we
can-
haven't toppled more than 12 governments.
Our
Right.
horse is not high. We are sitting on little
Right.
Sebastian trying to yell
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yell about
Very
this.
much.
All of those bots are run by chickens. Come home to roost.
Right. Many.
Yeah. So
That's too bad. It was so cool being American in the 80s, wasn't it? It was a
Yeah.
good time.
Very good time.
Good time.
By the way, not so fun being Russian, but we're back.
Right.
We're back.
You guys are back. But once I found out that you were in those long lines for the bread, but that was because the bread was delicious. That was bullshit. I was so angry when I found out about that. Did you guys know their bread is tasty?
The black bread on Bright
the
Beach.
coarse
Yeah.
black
It's
bread
so good.
sounds so
The best.
rough when you say
The best.
coarse black bread. But then you guys come here and are like, your bread fucking sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that I can get it instantly. It's
I got
shit.
a wedge of brie, like a big Pac-Man mouth of brie for $1.19 in Brighton Beach.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
go there shopping every month. Yeah,
it is
it's cheap.
the best.
Yeah, and in Russia, you go and like I made the mistake when I went back, and I like get all my stuff and I go to check out, and they're like, oh no, you pay separately at every food product. So the cheese woman, you pay her, and then the milk woman, you pay her in the same store.
Right.
So then I had to go around. It took like 2
That
hours.
doesn't sound confusing at
but
all.
it was worth it because the dairy and bread is so good.
Yeah.
No lactose intolerance abroad.
No.
Oh,
No,
right, yeah.
the dairy's so much better in Italy and all that.
It is fucked up. Just like you eat a tomato overseas,
Right.
and you're like, what the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
They've been lying to us
Yes.
this whole
Yes.
time.
Yeah, Soylent Green isn't people. We can't afford people. It's
Yeah.
just shitty tomatoes. No, we wish it was people. That would be so high in protein.
It would at the very least be free range.
Yeah,
Right.
we would all be so strong. But
Right.
no, now we're just like, oh my God, this mac and
Right.
cheese barely has any nutrition
Yeah,
in it at
made
all.
in a lab. Everything's made in a lab.
Yeah.
Everything's.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
really nailed the McGriddle. So
Yeah.
I'm trying not,
There you
trying not
go.
to be mad.
Every cloud.
That's right. Then get that silver lining.
Yeah.
Delicious maple flavor.
But how do you sleep? Do you sleep well? Russian.
Well, my relationship with sleep is, it's a pass, sorted. I would say as a child, I didn't sleep well because my father stayed up really late and my mother woke up really early. So it's like there was always someone up making noise. It was like they were changing shifts, like Russians, changing. They were looking out. So I didn't sleep that well because we lived in a small apartment and then in high school, I developed an allergy to my cat while I had him. And of course, I'm like, I'm not letting this cat go. So I took I had to take Sudafed like almost every night or nasal spray or whatever.
Because of the kid.
Because of the cat. It's keeping me up. And then in my 20s, I lived in a studio apartment, but that had a fire escape right where I had my head, which is scary, but also like got out of a terrible, we all have the sociopath we date in the 20s. It's like an accessory. And so I was always like, I think when I moved into a high rise that he didn't know where I lived, I realized, I think I was scared he was going to come up and kill me.
Right.
And that's why I didn't sleep well. So there was an Ambien decade.
Right.
Ambien's terrible. It's like awful. I mean, it helps you sleep, but it's like just terrible to be on.
Did you ever have any Ambien episodes?
No, I didn't sleepwalk. And actually, I cut cold because I was always thought, what if I do sleepwalk? And I moved into a place with a balcony on the 25th floor. And I was like, not going to take Ambien just in case. I just am that woman that just jumps off, And then I treated my depression and anxiety, and she's like, you're not sleeping because you're anxious. I'm like, oh. And then I never took Ambien again. So that was 6 years ago.
Right.
And now I have a bed with an adjustable base. So it's like I'm in a hospital.
Whoa,
it's amazing.
Nice.
It's like, let's go up. Time to eat.
Wow.
Time to watch 90210 on my iPad.
Adjustable.
Why are you here?
I know.
I would never leave
No,
my
it's
bed.
hard to leave. I actually resented myself for even leaving my house anytime, not just here, anytime.
That sounds amazing. Is it a
If you get
full
out there,
queen?
you
Like,
will-
what size are we
You
talking?
will get a bed sore.
It's a queen.
Living that lifestyle.
Yeah, you will live a bed sore. I should be out.
Not if it's adjustable, because...
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Firm mattress, adjustable base. But, sometimes I need to pop half a Xanax to go to sleep.
Right.
Because it's hard to unwind from this.
Yeah,
From
that's
our-
true. You
just
get like all
life,
amped up, and
New
then you run in
York.
your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Performing, Trump, everything, family.
There's so many things that need your attention all the time. Yeah. I find myself having sort of the opposite reaction to stress, where it just makes me fall asleep.
Oh, that's nice.
Kind of in a narcoleptic sort of way.
Oh, really?
Your body's like, you know what? This is too much
Yeah.
shit. We're shutting it down
Like,
Oh, jeez.
until some of these problems wander off.
I used to fall asleep like in the middle of fights with boyfriends.
Really?
Like, it was
You're
not,
just bored to death.
Yeah.
They're really
start faking that.
Right.
Right.
Just be like, you know what, honey? That's a.
Oh, that's great.
Can we just talk about this in the morning? It's noon, Emily. It's noon. So I don't know.
I try it with my toddler too. Mommy said you can't.
Right.
See what
Sleep
she
now.
was. Sleep
now. Yeah, I think that's just going to be my go-to for everything. Sleep now.
Has your sleep, how dramatically has it changed since becoming parents? just overnight, just terrible?
Well, your child is more of a...
She's a good sleep. I think it's a comedian thing that like your DNA communicates to the offspring in an attempt to get it to survive, and it's like, this bitch is not going to put up with anything. You need to be amazing. So my baby sleeps she'll sleep 10 hours a night. Like,
wow.
She squawks once at 3 a.m.
I love squawk, yes.
Which is just like one big squawk. I go in there, I get her a cup of water, and we're good. But other than that, it's a huge chunk of time, which is amazing. But I was always... I think the word is manic depressive, but we haven't gotten official a sign off on that. They didn't give me the permission slip to have it, but I will work and I will get in a work mode, and I just keep it rolling until I run out of it. And so there would be a lot of times before I had a kid where I'd be awake for 48 hours, push into 60 maybe, and then I'd crash. And I work freelance, so I would fit myself obviously I would sleep if I had a job coming up or whatever, but I will work for 2 or 3 days and then crash and sleep. And I was like, oh, this is, I'm totally, and I told myself I was doing it because I was like, all my friends who have kids are doing these amazing amounts of work with little to no sleep. I should do that, and I will get so much fucking work done because I don't actually have the kids. I'll live like that, right? And I'll get amazing stuff done. And then I was like, oh, okay, so I'm prepared when I have this kid. The problem is it doesn't work like that when you have the kid because you reach that 3-day exhaustion state, and then they start a new shift without your permission. So you're just like, oh, it's day 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prop your eyes open with toothpicks kind of shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like I had to learn to, and I'm not great at it yet, pace myself and actually make time to rest. Because when people say dumb shit like sleep when the baby sleeps, then when do I clean up all the
when
shit
do I
the baby
get
explodes?
anything done ever?
Yeah, no, because I don't know if you met a kid, but you saw one earlier and they are on your shit, they're on you white on rice. So there's a bit of a big lots of adjustments, and lots of just dumb shit you say you sleep next to your let your daughter fall asleep with you next to her.
Yeah.
A lot of I purposely made it so that there wasn't a comfortable space next to my kid's bed, as if that would keep me from doing that. And all it means is I sleep on the floor like a dog, holding her hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
There are some indignities to parenting that I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of dogs, my dog sleeps about 20 hours a day.
Nice.
He actually has an Instagram called Sleepy NYC Dog. Oh my God. And he has 4,000 followers. Because he is
quality.
Inspirational.
Wow.
He fell asleep at his own adoption event. He falls asleep in the middle of the dog park.
Somebody will get me.
I need to know what kind of dog this is. So
Pit mix. Pit bulls are very lazy. Pit
yeah.
bulls have this reputation for they're intense and they're very dramatic and they're emotional and needy, but they're couch potatoes.
Right.
And I didn't even know that before. I adopted a pit bull without knowing anything, and I'm so glad. I could never not have pit bulls
I
now.
love a pit bull.
They're just great.
And when they wag their tails,
I know.
What?
Yeah.
And it's so cute.
And they're zoomies. He does get an energy spurt or squawk, I call it too, once a day, and he just and then
Yeah. Oh, bless them.
Wind-up
I
toy.
like their big, intimidating skulls.
Yeah.
Like, just pit
But they're
bulls
sweet.
look like some shit you shouldn't be friends with, but you are, so you feel powerful.
Yeah.
Right?
like it
It's
when
like
my
if Shrek
friends-
is your friend.
Yes.
You're like, this guy could fuck you up, but he's buddies with me.
Right.
Yeah.
I like when my friends have like 80 pounds of tensile strength in their jaw.
Right.
Like
That's why we're best friends.
Let's talk about your dream.
Oh yeah, okay. This recurring dream. Well, it's like it comes in 2 iterations. So the first iteration is it starts in the middle, as everything it does. All the time starts in the middle, right? Anyway, you start a new job, they're like, "Oh my God, firing on all cylinders!"
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So
So
like just a script. Starting the action.
Right, start.
Let's go.
So I'm on a plane. Both are plane dreams, and it's going at full speed, but something's wrong, and I'm the only one that's noticing. And I know we talked about the 9/11 thing. So it's going through like in the middle of a city, but I think I've had it before 9/11. I actually don't think it has to do with 9/11 because obviously plane crash dreams are not actually about plane crashes.
Right.
Even though, of course, I wake up and I'm never going to fly again. Yeah. But we're going through a city, and I can't reach the pilot, and no one is doing anything, and I'm the one that's screaming. And nothing's happening, and it's just going at full speed, and we're just like barely missing buildings.
Right.
And the other iteration is we're about to take off, and we're going down the runway, and then we don't take off, and now we're on the highway.
I think I've had that dream.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
And now we're
what?
just not taking off, but no
Yeah.
one's telling me why. And it feels like everyone knows what's going on except me.
Right.
I feel like the theme tonight is this helplessness trying to stop something, and we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helplessness is a really
Yeah.
common thread throughout nightmares. I mean,
Yeah.
like doing this show, I feel like so many of them have some sort of like inability to fix whatever is going
Right.
on. And I
Right.
feel like planes are really great avatars of that just
They
because
are.
like if you're in a plane, you are completely trusting somebody else to operate something that doesn't make sense.
Right. No sense.
No. So I feel like it only makes sense that you would have these dreams that something has gone terribly wrong
Right,
with it.
right.
Do you have them a lot?
That's the one recurring nightmare I have.
Right.
That one, and then like this tiny baby dream that I think all women have.
Oh, where you have a tiny baby that you're holding? Does yours
that
die?
I gave birth to? Yes, and
Yeah,
it dies.
mine always used to
like
die
between
too.
cushions.
That's what the kitten
It's
is.
the what the
Yeah.
kitten is. Yeah. Between
Yeah.
the cushions, it's like and I lost it.
Right.
And then I have to go to the hospital because I gave birth to a tiny baby, but I can't
Ah.
find the baby, and I'm a terrible mother.
Mine,
But all women have that. I feel like a lot of women have that.
Mine, I held in my hand and I could watch its heart beating. And then as I was watching it, it stopped.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no.
I held it in my hand and accidentally did that.
Yeah, I've done
Oh,
that. I've done that to
God,
my
it's
dream
bad.
babies too. I don't have that dream baby dream anymore since having a baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she has those dreams.
I was going to say I should have a child then, but then I wouldn't get any sleep, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
if I
no.
had the dream.
Stick with the 20
Yeah.
hour. Don't. Yeah, stick
Yeah,
with the
20-hour a day dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Sleepy
We
NYC dog.
we can both offer timeshares on the daughter.
dog. Yeah,
That's
Get
fine.
in, just get a couple hours a week.
The dog loves children. Oh, yeah. He loves all people. All people. Not all dogs, but all people, especially children. He's gentle with them, too. He gets down. He makes himself small.
Which is my kid just
Yeah.
tries to ride everything.
Oh.
We have a cat. He does not appreciate her cowgirl dreams.
Oh.
He's a Maine Coon, so he's a good size, but you still
Yeah.
can't ride a 25-pound cat.
No, you really
no.
can't.
No.
Their spines, and I know this from experience, are
Can't
not
take
suited to
much.
the saddle.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's my dream, and I know the plane is like what I've created and everything. But
Right.
I never actually. I know in analysis, I know it's not about the plane, but I still pray when I take off and land.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a rosary.
Yeah.
that,
Okay.
I fiddle with every time turbulence happens.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely the fun one to fly with.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure this is fine. I don't know, that weirdo over there has
Right.
like an actual prayer machine.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. We do what we need to do.
But turbulence, so this pilot like explained it to me that I met. He's like, try putting a cup of coffee on your lap in a car. I mean, planes are very steady. You can
Right.
actually like drink coffee and eat something. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know, but it doesn't, it's not computing into my soul.
Pilot
your
would
brain,
say that.
your brain's like, let me consider fluid dynamics.
Right.
That seems complicated.
Yeah.
Let me consider the fact that a several 100-ton piece of fucking metal should fall out of the goddamn sky, and I know that in my heart.
Right.
Try to compare those two. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think even people with like full on like physics degrees
Yeah.
are like, it still feels stupid.
Yeah.
Why? Why are we
We
doing
are
this?
we are very high up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, this is really, really far.
Yeah.
No, and it, like, what's that thing that people try to comfort you with all of the... and I do this myself. Try to comfort you with terrible knowledge.
Right.
Like, they're like, look, once you're above 30 feet,
right.
you're dead.
Right.
Dead. So it doesn't matter that you're 30,000 feet up. 32 feet. That's all it would take to kill you. I'm like,
what do you mean 32 feet? What do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I'm the asshole doing it.
What do you mean?
Once you take off, once you clear like about 30 feet, if the plane falls out from that distance, like you're probably dead. So,
okay.
So don't be in a panic that you're like can't release the seatbelt light yet.
Yeah, a friend of
you're
mine
good. You're
told
toast.
me,
You're chunky salsa.
and I don't know if this is true or not because I've never bothered Googling it, but that no one has ever survived a water crash. That can't be true.
No, Sully.
Sully's people made
Sully.
it.
Besides Sully, which doesn't really count as a water crash.
Yes, it
it's
crashed
just-
in water.
It was crashing.
It was a
It
water
counts.
landing.
It was a bird hit.
By the way, all landings are controlled crashes. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
another great.
Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, I
that Russian
got
spin.
really bored one day, and at work at an old job. Half the day I spent listening to the Nixon tapes. I'm not even kidding. And the other half I spent listening to black box recordings of crashed planes because I like to make myself comfortable.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very like
the one that was
I'm
from
Russian and I'm
Brazil
relaxing.
to Paris. That was
Right.
the worst.
Oh,
like 10 years ago from
I do
Rio.
sometimes
Because
fall
the
down-
pilot was having an affair with his mistress, and the co-pilots were manning the thing, and that's how they fucked up. He was sleeping with his flight attendant mistress.
Christ, if I
French.
die because some asshole is getting his dong wet, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be furious.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all gonna die because of that. But but if it's real specific like that, I'm gonna be real
Yeah,
pissed.
I know.
I'm gonna haunt the shit out of that plane or whatever spot we hit.
Yeah. You can hear them going like in French, I think, shit.
shit.
No, like as
Oh,
they're
I thought you
crashing.
meant
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
were like,
No,
yeah,
not like
baby.
fucking. No.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Right. Oh.
It would be funny to hear
Yeah.
the switcheroo. It
Yeah.
would be like,
Yeah.
oh, we better come because this is it.
Right.
We better come because
Oh,
we're about
this
to
is
go.
it. All right.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, it's gonna be a take 2 Xanax night now.
Yeah, I
I
think
did this
so.
to myself just like I do in dreams. It's all self-created.
Listen,
this
Vicky,
is
this
good.
has been real
Yeah.
disturbing.
It's
Let's
been
look at your
terrible.
art.
All right, let's see.
But she's right. Maybe the ritual burning of this can bring some peace.
Maybe some ritual.
To all of us, really. All
Oh
right.
God.
It's just a little plane driving
Oh
through
Jesus.
a city,
Oh God. This is too soon.
and you're out of pretzels.
All right. Wow. That's a nondescript city, right? Or
yeah,
is that
that's
New York?
just any city.
Okay, I
That's-
appreciate that because that would be too close.
No, that's anywhere.
Yeah, you got
USA.
a little Chicago,
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
New York, some
And you're out of
Cincinnati.
pretzels.
And it's
Yeah.
much smaller than the planes that flew into the Trade Center. So,
Yeah,
it's-
so not close at all.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't even think of 9/11 if I saw this. All right.
And I'm sure they still have pretzels. So.
I'm sure, yeah. As long as they don't have nuts in them, I'm sure.
Vicky, thank
You're
you
the
so
best.
much.
Thanks,
You're
guys.
The best. Thank you. Yay. Thank you. All right, you guys. Our last and final guest is a cartoonist. He's a New Yorker cover artist. He has a book coming out on October 1st called Qualification, which looks legit amazing. Please welcome to the stage, David Heatley. Oh, hi, how are you?
Hey, good. Thank you. You guys are awesome and hilarious.
Thank you. I am really entranced by your shirt.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Oh.
knew this was happening.
in the dark
In
over
the
there.
dark, yeah. So this is many birds and animals with
birds.
patterns.
They're birds. They're
Oh.
orange. Yep.
That
There's a
is
bunny.
very cool.
There's a bunny?
Yeah, you
Is
got
there
a
a
bunny
bunny?
right there.
I didn't know there was a bunny.
There's
cool.
a fox.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a toddler. Can you tell?
Bunny.
I spent so many times being like, look at your sheets.
Pat
cool.
the bunny.
Deep.
Pat the bunny.
Yeah, so your kids are older. What?
Yeah,
They
I
don't-
got old people. I got 15 and 13.
Right. So I'm
Look at
assuming.
Big Brad here getting some ass when he was really young.
Do you still have to help them fall asleep?
Oddly, kind of, yeah.
Really?
My 13-year-old, we still have to sort of pat him a little bit.
Really? God
He listens
damn
to his
it.
Alexa, and we,
Does he have like nightmares? Is that why he doesn't want to go to bed? Or
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
That sucks.
He still
Poor
comes to the bed sometimes too in the middle of the night.
Listen,
Yeah,
if my
you've got
daughter would
years
just
ahead of
come
you.
and get in bed with us, that would be fine because I wouldn't
Yeah.
have to do anything. It's the putting her to bed and like the trying to get
Yeah.
myself out of her bed so I can go get something done. But like once I'm in the bed, it's just very easy to just stay there,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe this won't ever end.
It probably won't. He'll probably be in college still coming to our bed.
She's not going to college.
Still on theme.
I hope he doesn't hear this. Sorry, Sam.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, buddy. You're in good company.
Yeah.
Got weeks of content.
Listen, on the last show, I said that my daughter was too chunky to carry off a short haircut. So
you're a horrible person.
I don't remember that.
No,
I can't
you
believe you
weren't.
repeated it
You
into
weren't
a
the
second
co-host.
episode.
Jason co-hosted
Oh,
last
right. I
week.
wasn't at this one. Okay.
I think I'm going to bring it up.
We're going
on
to have to
every
edit it
show
out
from
twice
now
now,
on.
Emily. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
rebrand this as things my daughter is too fat for.
Oh, my God.
Fuck. Yeah. So I don't know. Well, I'm glad that I don't know. It sounds like parenting is whatever. Sorry.
I
No,
love
it's
that
the
like you
best
keep
thing.
asking.
It's
the
Like,
best
we're
thing
just
in the
gonna
world.
weasel out of it in 6 years. We're
I
good.
know.
It
Once
really
you
is
get to
the
10, they raise
It's
themselves.
the best thing you can do, though. It really is.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
I'm
it
glad I
restores
did
your
it.
it restores your hope in the world. Like suddenly you have this little kid you have to be happy and hopeful for. and
Right.
Otherwise,
I know,
what
but
the hell's
then
the
we
point?
have to tell them that there's no point in being happy or hopeful.
Well, they'll
Like,
get to that later, but
right.
your job is to make
It's
it seem.
to let them live in this lie.
Yeah, and not everybody was raised punk rock. I discovered
I was-
hopelessness much later.
Right.
Came by it honestly.
So, do your kids know about the end of the world yet, or are they Greta Thunberging out?
My daughter's pretty well aware. She's
Yeah.
always like, 12 years, Dad, 12 years, 12 years. And I'm like, no, it's longer
It
than
must
that.
be so hard
Yeah.
to get them to save money for college and clean anything with that
Yeah.
coming up. Dad, look, we're all going to die. So do I really have to make my bed?
Look, I
mean,
can't
right.
wrap my own self around like saving money or keeping this going. Like
Yeah.
at some point the world's not going to end, and I'm just going to be fat and poor and wrong.
That's I put it on my list. It's my worst case scenario. It's not keeping me from eating pizza.
Yeah.
And ordering it pretty much every night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
so you've got 3 kids?
Just 2.
Just 2.
Yeah.
That's still plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have have you had a change in your dreams since you had kids?
I don't know. I've always had kind of spectacularly disturbing dreams, violent and sexual and what have you, going as far as I can remember. So I'm not sure it really changed much, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you ever dream about your kids?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely.
And have you always throughout their lives, or was there
It's weird. Like I was dreaming about having kids that were mine before they were born, and like
interesting.
horrible things happening to them. So, yeah, it predates them existing.
Right. Interesting. I very rarely dream about my daughter.
Yeah.
And I rarely draw her too. I never want to draw her.
Right.
I think because I already made her, I don't feel like I need to make her again.
It's true.
But
This is derivative of an earlier work.
right. She's already perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I used to have dreams about like a future child. Besides, the baby that died in my hand all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would have dreams where I picked up a kid and they called me mama, and I was like, oh, not yet though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And I had dreams like stepping on something and looking down and being like, "Oh, that's my child down there." or,
right.
No.
That's
Horrible.
interesting. I think you might be like the first guy I've talked to that has had like sort of a dream life about potential children before they had kids. Did you want children before you had them?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've always wanted kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about your husband, but mine was like, I don't really care if we have them or not. And then like,
Mine was like, we had a pregnancy scare, and he was like, look, if you want to have a kid, you just ask me. And I was like, who the fuck are you?
you're right.
That is some crazy shit to say as a 21-year-old.
You just ask me, I'll put one in you.
Right? And I was like,
So
that's
confident.
I know,
a
right?
sweet offer. But thanks,
Right.
thanks, I'm good for a while. You can double bag that shit tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting, too, because you said you've been having them for basically as long as you remember. Like, you've had nightmares
Yeah.
since you were, like, really little. Was it, like,
Yeah,
straight up
for
night
sure.
terrors? Like, you'd wake up screaming? Or just, like, you
No, not
woke up
that
and you
intense.
remembered your dreams?
Yeah, wake up, remember them. Like going to lock the back door porch and putting the little hook in the, eye hook in the little knot, and someone like jumping in right at that moment, and those kind of things.
Yeah.
Classic.
And so your son has bad dreams too? Like,
He actually did have night terrors. He
Oh,
had one of
really?
those like eyes half open, kind of yelling, screaming. It was scary when he was
Yeah.
like a toddler. Yeah.
What did you do to get him out of it?
We would turn on the lights, try and wake up. He just wouldn't wake up.
Wow.
You know, like 5 minutes later, then he'd finally. I feel like this is a really serious, like,
right.
parenting episode.
No, I know. I feel like we always end up talking about either
sleep
kids
paralysis
or shit. I feel like the conversation
Let's
always
talk about
works.
shit
Poop comes up a lot.
Yeah, it does. Raise your hands if you have had shit on your face at least once. That wasn't yours.
Say
yeah, I guess, all right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
All parents, what up?
Right.
So.
But and then and then last episode everything came back to bugs because
Right.
because I don't know
Bugs.
Ugh.
if we can segue for a second. Your kids go to school.
Mm-hmm.
Is lice as rampant in your school as it is in ours?
They've had it twice each.
Yeah.
We had to bring them to. There's a lady in Brooklyn called the Lice Lady.
Oh yeah, no,
You know her?
we practically live at her place.
Yeah.
My daughter has had lice 7 times.
God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You take the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is or that
loved-
or she's had it. She just has it and they never get rid of it.
I don't know about you, but I loved going to the Lice Lady. I just
Right.
felt so taken care of there.
Yeah.
She was so warm. She really picked through every little nit.
she handed me a baby immediately just to hold, just like, here, take this. Like, yeah.
She's making
She's good
bank,
people.
and she just got bought a comb. She's good to go.
Let me tell you. So my
She's
daughter
the
and I both had
breadwinner
to
of
get
the family, right?
Yeah, I mean,
For sure.
I'm guessing because
Her husband was like reading a book in the other room.
yeah,
doing nothing.
he's like, whatever, she can do the but yeah, no, it costs about like $300 every time we go.
Yeah.
And that is an expense you have to build into your budget if you have a kid. Nobody told me that. I'm just saying,
Lice
I will
lady.
source DDT on dark eBay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's time we brought it back.
I like that there's a dark eBay.
I mean, I'm
Or
just
like you
assuming
refer to
that
the
there
dark web as the dark eBay. That just seems like that's our boomer tip. We're just heading into Boomerville with that that characterization. But no, I found like it ended up being like a tiny piece of like a plastic bead. But I found what I thought was a knit egg in my hair right after my husband had just started up the school year as a teacher. And I flipped out. And we spent like the next 2 hours like going through everyone in the house's hair with a fine-tooth comb, like trying to find another egg. But I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm not ready. Like
Listen,
I know it's coming.
I'm not going to talk to you guys about my bug problems because I want you all to like me. But I think we should get into talking about your dream.
Sure.
'Cause,
Yeah. I'm gonna just refer to my phone so I don't
Okay.
miss anything here. This is what I sent you. So, okay, this was when my wife was pregnant with our daughter around 2003. So I was getting married to a woman. She was behind a veil, and the moment I said I do, I realized, shit, this is my mother. Okay.
Oh God.
And then I thought to myself, well, I guess I'm stuck with her, but at least we have a platonic marriage, and if I divorce, it'll break her heart, so I can't do that, and
That is thoughtful.
So, but as I thought that platonic thing, then I found us moving towards a bed, and we were starting to take off our clothes. And just as we got naked, I realized, this is my wife, Rebecca. It's totally fine. So now we're naked.
You pulled out of the tailspin there.
Yeah. So anyway, and then we instead of having sex, we took out like a Scrabble like game with wooden tiles, and we're just playing together and like looking. And the game was, make words using your last names, whatever words you can make with the letters of your last name, and we tried, and the only word we could come up with was Al Qaeda. So we both knew we were doomed at that moment.
God.
So that was.
There's so many layers to that.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for a guest to come up and be the person who has the courage to admit that they had a dream that they fucked a parent. Because I feel
I never fucked my mom.
And you came very close. You
I
came
dodged it.
closer
I dodged
than
it.
anybody. But I feel like we have all had dreams where we fucked a parent, right?
Yeah, I might have actually.
Right. Yeah. So,
This wasn't the one.
But
though.
I like that your subconscious was like playing chicken.
Yeah.
It was like, what about this? Oh wait, no, never mind. He's going to do it.
Right. Never mind.
It's not a sin because you're already married.
Right.
Yeah.
I would just like to point out that the Scrabble thing made me very brutally aware of the fact that you both have credits working for the New Yorker. I feel like that's the most New Yorker kind of nightmare you can
Pretty
have.
shitty.
Is that then they were banging, and then suddenly there's a board game that requires a lot of vocabulary knowledge.
No, fuck
Yeah.
Scrabble. Listen, Scrabble is not a word game.
Oh,
it's
are you
a fucking math game.
You're a categories girl.
Pictionary, but I am an asshole.
I am not playing fucking Pictionary with a goddamn cartoonist.
I'm a real baby when I lose.
You're like, I bet you're like throwing the timer. Fuck
It
this
doesn't
thing.
always
I can't do
translate
my
to
vision.
winning, to be honest.
No, it really doesn't. In fact, it
some
often
amateur
doesn't.
stick figure, they beat you a lot of
Exactly,
time.
I know, and it hurts me all the time.
Same.
Let's just do Trivial Pursuit. Let's show you your
I'd love
art
to see,
because
yeah.
there's
Let's
other things
check it
coming to
out.
this stage. Before I put this up, I just want to say I'm very sorry.
Oh no.
Okay, I guess I deserve that.
David,
It's amazing.
thank you for this.
Thank you.
Please burn this. If you can't read it, it says on the
No.
bright side, you have already seen my dick. So I want to leave you guys with that. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This has been Nightmares. Thank you,
Thank
Jerry
you.
Gibbs. Thank you, Kat. All right, thank you. Hang out, drink some. Nightmares is held monthly at the Red Room at KGB Bar in New York City. I'm Emily Flake. Tonight's co-host was Kat Burdick. Produced and edited by Shannon Manning for Good Orbit.